Hi folks, thanks for coming back to the channel. Welcome to the Pro Work Method. What is the Pro Work Method? Well, we have the book here, Happiness and Well-Being Through Balance and Progress, the Pro Work Method. And the main part of the method is the areas of our pro work, which are our power, our relationships, our organization, our wealth, our image, our relaxation, and our creativity. The concept here is to keep those areas of your life in progress. If one of those areas is to go into extreme regress, it starts to pull down the other areas. Also, if one of these areas is not in progress, it just robs you of your feeling of well-being. There's always something gnawing at you. You don't know what it is. Now, it can be more than something you don't know what it is, because if one of these areas you allow to go into regress happens to be your relationships, or something of that nature. It could be any of them. With your power, we talk about your physical strength and your mental strength and that kind of thing. And if you let any of those areas go into regress, it's going to start to rob you of the well-being and happiness and progress in your life. And that's what the book is about. I also have available on the website, theproworkmethod.com, the exercise booklet, which goes with the book. Now, this is a PDF booklet that you can just download directly from the website. It's on there on sale right now for $3. You can also get this book on Amazon for $10. Obviously, that's the ebook is $10. But then you can have your telephone read you the book. If you don't find you have time to read. If you like to actually get the book and go through it yourself, which I like to do. And as you can see, even in going back through this book myself here, my own book, when I'm working over and studying and implementing these ideas, I make notes and highlight things, and so I like to have a copy of the book. And so obviously the paper copy of the book's a little bit more expensive, but the fact that you can actually get the ebook, for $10, and you can go on the website, theproworkmethod.com, and get the 22-page workbook that corresponds with the book for $3. That gives you a really inexpensive system to actually really give you the opportunity to move your life forward, to give you the opportunity to make changes. Now, what type of changes might you want to make? Some people just want to make a little bit of change of maybe feeling a little bit better and kind of picking up their sort of overall feelings of kind of joy and, romance in their life toward their various activities, their relationships, that type of thing. But some people are going to really want to look for a major change in their life, like completely reinvent the whole thing, take it to not only the next level, but a completely other level, and absolutely recreate your entire life. And folks, I'm really going to say that this program can help you do that. And again, happiness and well-being through balance and progress, the Pro Work Method. When it says on there, experience exponential growth, I'm really not kidding about that. And where the exponential growth comes in is when you take these 7 areas of your life and you put each one of them in progress, in a state of progress, suddenly it adds power to all the other areas. So, this type of working together of these areas really can help you create a lot of change and make your life completely unrecognizable. When you go through the workbook here, it goes through each one of the areas of the Pro Work Method, starting with obviously getting your mission statement together, which is a very important thing to do. And obviously your mission statement, and we talk about that, should be more reflective of your ideals and how you like your life experience to be and your lifestyle to be. Before you would start picking any goals, you want to know how your life is going to feel and how it's basically going to operate on any given day. That's what you want to do. Because when you have a good mission statement that makes these things clear to you, and you constantly consider it, then when you see new things you might potentially consider as goals, you can think to yourself, does this actually fit on the tapestry of the life that I want for myself? Or is this particular goal a wild goose chase? Does it complement the things that I am looking to actually accomplish in my life? Or is it a completely distraction? And a year from now, I'm going to be, hey, how come I'm not making any progress with my big life plans and how I'd like my life to look, because I got off a couple paths down the road pursuing goals that actually didn't relate to my mission statement. Anyway, it starts there. Then you have ideas and exercises that go, with power, with relationships, keeping your relationships in progress. I don't have to tell you, you want to keep, for the joy of your relationships, you want to keep them in progress. You let them go into regress and ignored relationships, particularly an ignored relationship with your significant other, can really put a damper on all the areas of your life and the joy of them and the power of them and your ability to move forward. There's ideas and activities here about your organization, but not just how you're going to organize things, but what it is you're going to organize. A lot of times, people just get caught up doing so many extra things in their life, again, that don't relate to any of their plans, that don't relate to their mission statement of how would I like my life to feel and how would I like my life to be. If you're suddenly organizing a whole bunch of things that do not actually help with that, then, life becomes, you're too busy, you're stressed out, and you're overrun because you're working on a lot of things that don't have any continuity for the main plan that you have for your life. And so we have, there's lots of exercises. Actually, there's 3 really interesting exercises about this in organization to find out what it is you're organizing, and make sure that you're organizing things that are really actually going to move you ahead in your life, that relate to your plans, your life, your dreams, your perfect idea of your best life. There's things here about your relationships, keeping those in progress. There's things here about your wealth, taking a very good look at that. What current situation are you with your wealth right now? How much do you have? How much don't you have? What's your income like? What are the things that you could be doing to help move that ahead or improve it? What are your goals for it? Relaxation. Relaxation is a very important part of your life. And people that have good relaxation plans and ideas have interesting, exciting lives, fun lives. They generally have also better relationships. And with the once again, organization section there, I was actually looking through, when I was looking through the parts where I was going on to relationships and wealth and all those things, there's a whole group of those that go right on through the organizational exercise. Again, to organize these things in ways that you actually have clear and concise plans of where you're going with them. Now, just moving this through the all the various pages of the exercise book. Again, I just want to give you the idea that is substantial. For $3, you're going to download this into your laptop or your telephone, and you're going to be able to say, hey, I've got a roadmap here to implement, all the concepts for happiness and well-being, the pro-work method. See, we're on to image there. Some very interesting things about image. A lot of people don't think of their image. People in politics, people in entertainment, people in a lot of various type of arts. There are people that think of their image all the time. But even for anyone with their life plan, the idea of having your image be in continuity with where it is you're looking to go in your life, who you'd like to be, and how you'd like to live, it's a very, very interesting, important thing. It can be quite inspiring to take a look at that. Relaxation, obviously, again, exercises, and there's lots of spaces in here to do the exercises and everything, to consider, hey, what would be some good activities and some good goals for relaxation and that type of thing, that I can actually start putting things in my schedule more than just work, and come up with sort of meaningful things, the things that you've always wanted to do, even. A lot of times, people have had, thoughts, gee, I'd like to be this, or I'd like to do that. Maybe I'd like to learn a musical instrument or this or that. and they think, oh, I just never have time for that. That's your relaxation time is time that you've already bought and paid for in your life with all your hard work. And if you get control of that, you actually would have time for all those things you want to do. There's also a chapter, exercises from the chapter in the book on scheduling, because anytime you're implementing a new system, scheduling is going to be a big part. How do I overlay what I'm learning here, what I'd like to do, the progress I'd like to make, onto the life I'm already living? So in the book, there's actually a chapter on scheduling, and then here we have scheduling information. Now, also in our scheduling information, you can't really see that from there too well, especially not when I'm overblowing the highlights there. But this is my weekly pro work schedule sample template. Now, I've actually got these copied a number of times, and I use them now in my day planner. And in the Pro Work Method book, I have different time slots of the day, and we call them different things rather than just calling them a certain time. We call things, we can call things, my afternoon, my evening, early morning, work afternoon, all these kinds of things, because we want to actually identify a lot of time slots in the day by more than just this time or that time. Because when things go by and you just have a couple of hours go by that you've just kind of wasted or lost or spent too much time on your telephone, you don't really feel like you're out anything. But if you start to romanticize all the time slots of your life, like say, this is my afternoon, this is my evening, this is the time periods that I've actually bought and paid for with my hard work. What am I going to do in these things? And, you have a schedule, plan, an idea for that. Obviously, with the Pro Work Method, one of the ideas that we have you do is once a week, you have a meeting with yourself. You go over that schedule for the next week. You go over all the ideas that you want to keep in progress, and you go over your mission statement. You can start to consider some of your goals. You put it all together with a lot of continuity, and then you move ahead in a sustainable way. Now, the last chapter, in the book, and we also we have the last exercise in the exercise book is an exercise called staying power. Now, anything that you try to do in your life that's going to be worth anything, the truth of it is, you're going to get all excited about it, and then you're going to start, and you're going to make some headway, and you go, "Boy, this is really great." But anything could come up to knock you off task. It could be some, bizarre thing that comes up in your schedule. It could be something at home, the family, somebody gets sick, the car breaks down, something at work. Things can just change and knock you off schedule a little bit. And then are you ever coming back to it? You had a great methodology to move your life to the life that you want to have. Something knocks you off, and then before you know it, it's like 6 months, like, oh wow, I was doing really well when I read that book, Happiness and Well-Being, Through Balance and Progress, the Pro Work Method. I had the exercise book. I was achieving things. I was being highly creative. I was really moving my life to where I wanted to go. And then such and such happened. I got sick for 3 weeks or 2 weeks or whatever happened. And then I didn't come back to it. In the chapter on staying power, the exercise book actually has a methodology for you to come back to it. So, when something happens, knocks you off track, you have a couple of days or a week where you have not been honestly doing all those things that you wanted to do, to make big changes in your life, to move things to where you want them to be. And there's the exercise. You just whip your exercise booklet out. You go to the part on staying power. It tells you how to get back into what you were doing and to continue on with the big changes that you want to make in your life and to have the power to do it. Anyway, that was more of a narrative conversation about it. The last video, I read clips out of the part in Pro Work, and I just read those clips as though they were like 15-second videos because, people really like that information concisely these days. But today I just wanted to, I just wanted to talk to you about the system and to see if it's right for you. There is a thing that I've written on the back of the book. I'm just going to read you for the end of this video and see, if you can ever relate to this. Throughout life, there can be times when things just come together for whatever reason. We're at the top of our game, plans just fall together, and progress seems natural. Relationships are fun, fulfilling, and we move ahead with ease as though we can't lose. And then there are the other times Work seems harder. Things just don't quite line up, and if we aren't careful, plans get bumped off track. Relationships get strained. We become mentally fatigued and subsequently less effective. Throughout my life, as a self-employed person, a spouse, a father, and an entrepreneur, I've faced many ups and downs of all kinds. I've experienced great successes and great failures. I came to realize that balance and progress in 7 main areas of your life are the key to happiness and well-being and sustainable growth. I created this system through much trial and error over many years to help achieve those objectives and to raise some of the valleys along the way. I'm convinced it'll work for you as it is now working for me. Ronald Christopher. Great to see you back on the channel. Thanks so much for coming out, and please comment, and also on the website, The Pro-Work Method, you can also get directly in touch with me by putting on your email address and also by sending me a direct message. And if you have a particular question about the material, about the exercise book, about your life and how you're trying to implement this, or how you think you might be, if you're looking for ideas, even if you would like to just reach out and share some information back and forth about this on the website, there is a place where you can do that. theproworkmethod.com. I look forward to hearing from you. Have a great day, and thanks again. Like and subscribe if you can. Thank you. Bye-bye.